This is Pradeep Haldar. Welcome to yet another biology class. Today we are going to discuss about the life process of standard 10. Already in my previous videos we have discussed about the introduction of life process, and today we are going to discuss about the topic which are included within the life process. Our first topic is nutrition. Our first topic is nutrition. What is nutrition? Nutrition means intake of food or utilization of food, or the process by which we consuming the or obtaining the nutrients that is required for the growth and being of healthy person. Now, what is nutrients? Nutrients means single inorganic component, and mixture of nutrients or inorganic components that known as a minerals. Now, why the nutrition is important for the living organism? Because to perform every work we require the energy, and nutrition is the process by which we consuming the food and nutrient substance. These are going to provide the energy. The second one, for the growth. Growth means change in size or shape. Now, we are consuming the foods or the nutrient substance, and these are providing the energy. This energy are going to be stored, or that will help in our growth. The third one, to fulfill the damage due to the injury or something, our body parts may be damaged. Now, in the damaged portion, the cell division takes place, and to perform the cell division, energy is required that are provided by the nutrient substance. Now, the nutrition, the types of nutrition. We know that on the basis of ecological role, the nutrition has two types. The first one is autotrophic. Auto means cells, trophic means nutrition. So, the organism which are able to perform their own food or able to synthesis their own food, their mode of nutrition are going to be autotrophic. According to the ecology, the organism which are able to produce their own food, they are known as a producer. So, in case of the autotrophic nutrition, you can write that the producer nutrition. On the other hand, that is the heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. The organism which are not able to produce their own food, they are depend on the plants of the producer for the food. Their mode of nutrition will be the heterotrophs. Now, the organism which are not able to produce their own food, they are known as a consumers. So, in the place of heterotrophic nutrition, we can write the consumers nutrition. Now, further, this heterotrophic nutrition are furtherly classified into three categories. The first one is parasitic. Parasitic, or according to the pathology, some microorganism present which can cause the disease. They are known as a pathogen. Or in our environment or the surroundings, may the huge amount of organism present which are choosing the living host cell for the food and the shelter. Their mode of nutrition will be the parasitic nutrition. First one, suppose in case of the parasitic nutrition, there are the two lines are important, two things. First one is the host. Hosts are those which providing the shelter to the parasite, and parasite. Parasite are those who are taking the shelter from the host. So, in case of the parasitic nutrition, some parasitic organism or some organism choosing the living host cell for the shelter and the food. Their mode of nutrition are termed as a parasitic nutrition. Now, these parasites can be ecto or the endo. Some parasites attach externally. They are termed as a ectoparasite. Some parasites attach inside. They are termed as a endoparasite. For an example, the lice are attached externally. They are termed as a ectoparasite. But the plasmodium, which kills the malaria, it present within our body. It's an endoparasite. Some parasite may be the partial parasite or some are the totally parasite. If the parasite totally depends on the host body, they are termed as a total parasite. Or if the parasite depends partially on the host body, they are termed as a partial parasite. Now, the another one is saprophytic. Saprophytic nutrition. The organism consuming the nutrition from the dead and decayed materials. Generally, around our surroundings, there are present the lots of biodegradable substance. Some bacteria or the fungi lay on that biodegradable substance, which may be the dead body or the dead and decayed materials, discharging some degradative enzyme which breaks the whole substance into the smallest pieces. Now, from this, the fungi or the bacteria consuming the foods and complete its nutrition. This type of nutrition are termed as a saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition plays important role in our daily society. First one, to clean the surroundings. So saprophytic organism can decompose the dead and decayed materials. Even it plays important role in the biodegradable or biogeochemical circuit. By decomposing the substance, some substance are going to be back from the dead and decayed materials to the environment. And the most important type of nutrition, that is the holozoic nutrition. Holo means the whole. Now, here the organism consuming the simple complex of the raw materials. Some of them are going to be digested. What is digestion? Digestion means the solid parts becomes the liquid one or simplified one at the presence of enzyme. Now, this digested food are going to be absorbed, and these absorbed food are going to be assimilated within the cell cytoplasm. What is assimilation? Assimilation is the process by which the digested food are going to be mixed with the cell cytoplasm. And the next one, due to the insufficient activity of enzyme, may some food remains undigested. The process by which we are going to discharge this substance from our body, that known as a ejection. Now, this type of nutrition are termed as a holozoic. So, in case of the holozoic nutrition, mainly we can found that in holozoic nutrition there are the 5 phases. The intaking of food, that known as a ingestion. Now, these food are going to be liquefied at the presence of enzyme, that known as a digestion. This digested food are going to be absorbed, that known as absorption, and this absorbed food are going to be circulated and mixed with the cell cytoplasm, that known as assimilation, and the undigested food are going to be out from the body, or removal of undigested food from the body, that known as a ejection. So this type of nutrition, the holozoic nutrition, having 5 phases. And the organism performing the holozoic nutrition is the human beings, and in case of the simple one, the unicellular organism like amoeba can perform the holozoic nutrition. Now we are going to discuss about the autotrophic nutrition. nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition means the producer's nutrition. And the organism performing the autotrophic nutrition, they are termed as a autotrophs. Autotrophs. Autotrophs is the organism which are performing the autotrophic nutrition. Now these autotrophs can be two types. Autotrophs or chemotrophs. What is autotrophs? The organism performing the photosynthesis, they are termed as a autotrophs. So, we know about the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, photo means light, synthesis means to produce. At the presence of light, the plant will produce something. So, phototrophs will be the green plants. And the chemotrophs, some bacteria containing the bacteriopigments like the bacterioviridium, bacteriochlorophyll, they can produce the chemical substance that can be used by themselves as the source of food. Their mode of nutrition are termed as a chemotrophs. Thiobacillus, sulfur bacteria, all are the chemotrophs. Now we are going to discuss about the main process which are performed by the phototrophic organism or the phototrophs. They are this process are termed as a photosynthesis. 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 Photo means light, synthesis means to produce. At the presence of sunlight, the green portion of the plant holding a reaction where the carbon dioxide will react with the water and produce the glucose, evolve the oxygen and some amount of water. This process are termed as a photosynthesis. Only the green portion of the plant can perform the photosynthesis. And we know that leaves are the greens. So leaves are the most suitable organ to perform the photosynthesis because the leaves having the large surface, so it can absorb the huge amount of sunlight. Leaves also contain some pores that known as a stomata. So by using the stomata, the gases exchange, even the gases exchange can take place. The third one, which cell organelles help in the photosynthesis? The photosynthetic cell organelles. We know that the green pigment containing plastid are known as a chloroplast. So chloroplasts are the cell organelles which help in the photosynthesis. Clear? Now next, the components which are required for the photosynthesis. Component. The first one is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. The chloroplast contain the green pigment. These are the green pigment. It present in the green portion of the plant. The second one is sunlight. The universal source of the sunlight is the sun. The third one is carbon dioxide. And fourth one is the water. Carbon dioxide, the terrestrial plant consuming the carbon dioxide by the using of stomata. If the plant are the aquatic, then they can consume taking the carbon dioxide from the dissolved water or the dissolved carbon dioxide. And water, the terrestrial plant consuming the water or absorb the water by the root. We know that in the root some fibrous like structure present that known as a root fiber. This root fiber are the responsible for absorption of water. And if the plant are the aquatic, then they can absorb the water by the whole parts of the body. These are the components. Now we know that photosynthesis is a carbon assimilated reaction. So what is the carbon assimilated? Assimilated means the process by which the atmospheric carbon are going to be fixed within the cellular component. When we discuss about the photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide will react with the water and forms the glucose C6H12O6 that will evolve the oxygen and produce some amount of water. So the atmospheric carbon dioxide are going to be consuming within the glucose. That's why the photosynthesis is termed as a carbon assimilated reaction. Or photosynthesis also known as a anabolic metabolism or anabolism. What? We know that the events occur within the cell that known as a metabolism. And metabolism can be two types. It may be the anabolism or the catabolism. Anabolism metabolism is a type of metabolism where the simple components are going to be combined and forms the complex one. So in case of the photosynthesis, the components, simple components like carbon dioxide and water combine and forms the complex one, that is the glucose. That's why it is termed as a anabolism. Now the process of photosynthesis. Process of photosynthesis. The photosynthesis takes place by using of two phase, light phase, and second one is dark phase. The light phase means these are the sunlight dependent phase. We can found that in light phase sunlight plays important role. And this phase where the source of the energy will be the ATP. ATP is the energy currency or adenosine triphosphate. Though sunlight does not play any important role, but the source of energy will be the ATP. And we know that photosynthesis takes place within the chloroplast. If we found the structure of chloroplasts are bounded by the two membranes having some fluidal substance and coin-like structure. Each coins are termed as a thylakoids and the fluid substance is termed as a matrix. The light phase will take place within the thylakoids and the matrix or stoma will host the dark phase. The third one, the hydrolysis of water. The breaking down of water will take place within the light phase. And the fixation of carbon dioxide will take place within the in dark phase. The production of oxygen will take place in light phase. Production of ATP, NADP, H+, are take place within the light phase. Now we are going to discuss about the events of light phase. The first one is activation of chlorophyll. Activation of chlorophyll. Activation of chlorophyll means the sunlight contains the photon particles. Chlorophyll will absorb the photon particles of sunlight and discharging and became the activated one and discharging the electrons, the negative charge particles. The second one, these electrons are going to break down the water into the H+ ions and OH- ions. The process by which water will be break down, that's known as a hydrolysis. Scientist Robin Hill first observed this process, that's why it is known as a Hill reaction. Now, these OH ions will form the radicals that will give rise of oxygen and water. And these H plus are going to react with the NADP. Nicotinamide adenine diphosphate. Nicotinamide adenine diphosphate and forms the NADP H plus H plus. Now at the end of the light phase, the formation of ATP takes place where adenosine diphosphate absorbs the inorganic phosphate and forms the ATP. Forms the ATP. Forms the ATP. ATP means adenosine diphosphate. And the process by which the ATP formed that known as a photophosphorylation. These are the events of light phase. Later we are going to discuss about the dark phase. Now we are going to discuss about the dark phase. Now the scientist Kelvin first observed the dark phase. That's why it is also known as a Kelvin circle. Now this dark phase are mainly occurred by using of three subphases. The first one is carbon fixation or assimilation of carbon. So the atmospheric carbon are going to be fixed within the cellular component. So in case of the dark phase, the first will take place the carbon assimilation. The second one is reduction of NADP plus. And third one is the rearrangement of molecules. The first point, carbon assimilation or fixation. Within the plant body, they are present the ribulose bisphosphate. The ribulose bisphosphate will react with the CO2 at the presence of ribulose bisphosphate or the carboxylase enzyme. Ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase enzyme. So RUBP will react with the CO2 at the presence of RUBP-CO Rubisco enzyme and forms the PGA. PGA means phosphoglyceric acid. Now this phosphoglyceric acid will be converted into the phosphoglycerol phosphodiide. But how? Here we can get or found the use of ATP. ATP is the energy currency. So PGA will consuming using the 6 ATP at the presence of NADPH plus. They will produce the GAP, glycerol phosphodiide. Now this glycerol phosphodiide are producing in the 6 mole. 1 mole are going to give arise of the half mole glucose C6H12O6 and the remaining 5 mole are going to be rearranged to form the RUBP. But how? 5 mole glycerol phosphodiide will be converted into the RUBP by using of 3 ATP. These are the dark phase. Now we are going to discuss about the equation of photosynthesis and some important questions relating to the photosynthesis. Now the equation of photosynthesis. We know that carbon dioxide will react with the oxygen, react with the water, and forms the glucose C6H12O6, forms the oxygen and some amount of water at the presence of sunlight, and that are host within the chloroplast or chlorophyll. Now if we balancing this equation, here we can found the 6C. So these are the 6. We can get the 12 oxygen. There is the amount of oxygen 8 and 9. So this will be the 12 one. So 6 CO2 will react the 12 mole of water and producing the 1 mole glucose, 6 mole oxygen and 6 mole water. These are the equation of photosynthesis. Now, we know that the plants store the food in the form of starch. You can find another question, that is if a healthy potted plant kept within the dark room for the long 72 hours, what will happen? So, in the absence of sunlight, the plant are not able to perform the photosynthesis. So, plant will use the storage starch to maintain their life process. So, all the storage starch are going to be used. That known as a desertification or desertification. And another question, mention the roles of gut cell in opening and closing of stomata. In dim light, the stomata means the pores present on the leaves. These are the stomata, suppose. So around the stomata we can find some irregular shaped cell. These are known as a gut cell. Gut cell. And we are going to discuss about the role of gut cell in the opening and closing of stomata. In dim light or the night, the gut cell lose the water or decreasing the potassium ions. So first one, in dim light of the night, gut cell will lose the potassium ion or lose the water, decreasing the amount of potassium ion. That will push the gut cell become the flaccid one, and the stomata will be closed. So if the ions, potassium ions decreases its amount within the gut cell or the gut cell lose the water, then the stomata will be closed. In daytime, the gut cell accumulate the potassium ion from the neighbor cell and increasing the amount of potassium ion within the gut cell. That pushes the water from the nearby cell to enter into the gut cell. So increasement of water will take place within the gut cell in daytime. Now that helps to get the open stomata for the plant. That's enough for today. Already we discussed about the autotrophic nutrition. Tomorrow we will discuss about the nutrition of animals, including the human beings and the amoeba.